I'ma break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts.
A.J. Brown to the Eagles. I mean, what are your thoughts? Does this work for the Eagles? Does this work for the Titans? I mean, what do you think about this?
I guess I'm just confused because I can remember a time where Mike Vrabel came out and said, as long as I'm the head coach, A.J. Brown will not be traded. And I haven't heard news that Mike Vrabel has been fired, so I'm assuming that that A.J. Brown rumor was true, that they were looking to shop him. For the Tennessee Titans, it's actually kind of surprising that they did this. In my opinion, I figured A.J. Brown is probably their most dynamic weapon that they had. I know they have Derrick Henry, but as a running back who was injured last season, you need a strong-bodied wide receiver, and they had that in A.J. Brown, and it's just surprising that they let him go. This is, I think, really good for the Eagles, and I was mentioning this to you. My only concern is on a fantasy perspective, in my opinion, that, I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. I like him. I think he's a winner. I think he's a productive quarterback. He may not be, an all-pro, but I think he's serviceable and he does really well, and in my opinion, he's a winner. I just don't know if he has I don't know if he's, I don't want to say talented enough. That's not the right word. I don't know if he can get the best out of A.J. Brown with his passing ability. I would have to really see this offense be a little bit more dynamic, because last season, even with Smith, the Eagles didn't really move the ball very well. Their run game was very wishy-washy at best.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, A.J. Brown makes them instantly better, but I mean, if we're talking like best in the division, yeah, but I don't think it makes them that much better than any other team in the NFC. So, we'll see. I don't know. I guess it just depends on how Jalen Hurts is improved this offseason, to maybe see also too what the system looks like with A.J. Brown incorporated. But, I think Eagles did a great job. They're trying to do everything they can to get Hurts weapons, which it's showing. And I don't necessarily know if Tennessee's trying to be competitive in the AFC or not, because I really think that they just got rid of a big play wide receiver that they could have really used, and maybe just build around that. But, those are my initial reactions to it. But good for A.J. Brown for getting paid, at least. I mean, everybody else might as well get your money. So
yeah, I just think that it didn't make sense for Tennessee. Like, exactly what you're saying. I mean, he's a big. To me, he reminds me a lot of like I would say a faster Dez Bryant, but a more injury-prone Dez Bryant. So I mean, I like A.J. Brown. I think he's a really good player. I don't blame the Titans for not wanting to pay him, but at the same time, if you're sticking with Ryan Tannehill, the number one target for Ryan Tannehill has been, and probably will always be, A.J. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as much as I like that they're saying, hey, we don't want to pay him the money, we want to get rid of that contract, we think we can get a good receiver here in the draft, which I'm not saying that Burks is not a good receiver. I think he's fine. I think he'll be a really good rookie receiver, but I don't think you trade down for a lesser receiver when let's be honest, this is not a top 10 quarterback. We have debated this for a while, and I think you and I have come to the conclusion he's not a top 10 quarterback. I think it's safe to say he needs a little bit of help, and that's okay. You have Derrick Henry for that, of course, and they had A.J. Brown for that. Now you're solely relying on Derrick Henry to carry the load, and then Ryan Tannehill to be that quarterback, the guy to carry a team when the running back can't. So I don't know. I've seen it more and multiple times that without Arthur Smith, Ryan Tannehill has been mediocre at best, in my opinion. And you saw how different that Titans offense was when A.J. Brown was on the field versus when he wasn't. It was a different dynamic. They had Julio Jones, and A.J. Brown was out, and it was nothing. So that to me is a big loss for the Titans. Now for the Eagles, I don't know how much. I'm with you on this. I don't know how much they moved up into the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe they're a little more competitive in the NFC East. I mean, I don't know what that means, to be perfectly honest, the way that NFC East looks like right now.
Yeah, no diss on the NFC East, but 2 seasons ago, if you were under 500, you made the playoffs. So
yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if the Eagles made a run at Terry McLaurin as well, that would be quite impressive. Then you have Terry McLaurin and A.J. Brown. I don't think they'll ever do that because I don't think Washington would do that. But, that to me would make more sense. Like if you had another game plan. But I don't know. I like Jalen Hurts when you talk about fantasy standpoint because he's got the running stats. He's, he gets a few more things here and there. But for the most part, Jalen Hurts as a franchise quarterback, to me, I don't see it. I think he's okay. I think he is better than Ryan Tannehill. I will say that. I think he has proven that he's got a little bit better, a more accurate ball than Tannehill. And I think he's faster than Ryan Tannehill. So I would take Hurts over Tannehill in a heartbeat. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that Jalen Hurts is going to be, way above everyone else. I mean, Jalen Hurts has worked with Alabama, who had all these, basically wide receiver U out there. And he didn't look great. I mean, let's be honest. Now he went to Oklahoma. He got things going. He obviously he had. I don't think he had CeeDee Lamb at that when he was quarterback, but he had some good receivers out there. So,
but he also had Lincoln Riley though that really tailored an offense. And Lincoln Riley has, literally had Baker Mayfield look as a Heisman winner, Kyler Murray Heisman winner, and then Jalen Hurts
he was in the Heisman. He was in the Heisman votes.
So Lincoln Riley just turns quarterbacks into gold. But I agree though with Hurts. There's just a lot of question marks, and I submit to he's an upgrade from Tannehill, but in what terms we don't know.
So good for the Eagles to go and get a guy, and hopefully this will help Jalen Hurts, and if not Hurts, maybe another quarterback that they bring in. So good for them. To me, this was a head scratcher for the Titans. I really didn't understand it. That's Ryan Tannehill's literal lifeline. If Derrick Henry is hurt, which he's always hurt. To be frank. So to me, it didn't make any sense for in a football standpoint.